It wasn't until you actually transmigrated into the cultivation world that you realized the end of the world is still loans. Loans are a business that transcends all worlds. Even the cultivation world has them. For the sake of profit, every major sect launched their own cultivation loans. If you want to cultivate, you must take out a loan. Borrow $188,000 to buy a supreme bone. Borrow $166,000 to replace your eyes with double pupils. Even the desolate holy body can be paid in installments. If you make it big someday, you can always pay it back later. But if you can't repay, your body parts will be harvested to settle the debt. The sects will squeeze every last drop of value from their borrowers. And the body you transmigrated into belonged to someone named Lin Bay. He was once an ambitious and hardworking young man, living alone with his mother. Though life was harsh, mother and son were full of hope for the future. His talent was only average, but with enough effort, he could still land a decent job someday. But the people of this world were all confined by a force called the Holy Tower, trapped inside a single artifact. The artifact world is divided into 9 levels. Lin Bay lived on the lowest level, where people could only do the dirtiest and most grueling work. If you wanted to rise above your station, the only way was to reveal your talent through cultivation, and get chosen by a major sect. Though the original host couldn't reach the higher worlds, he could still ensure a worry-free life for himself and his mother on this level. But at some point, no one knows exactly when, the original host got hooked on cultivation loans. To earn the right to enter the second level world, he took out a loan to buy a so-called heavenly spirit root. The price of defaulting was having his own body parts taken as collateral. Once he had the spirit root, he wanted a top-grade magical artifact, so he had no choice but to take out another loan. Once he had the artifact, he still needed pills for his daily cultivation, and after the pills, he needed even more. In short, it was a bottomless pit. Even he himself lost track of how much he'd borrowed. All he knew was that the sects who came to collect were ruthless. The first time he couldn't pay, they took everything of value from the house, but that barely covered the interest. The second time they came to collect, they forced his mother to sell her blood to keep them from harvesting his kidneys. His mother had no choice but to endure the pain and sell her blood. She nearly died in the hospital. The third time they came, they took the family's house. Mother and son had no choice but to rent a place in the slums, living a life no better than a rat's. During this time, the original host had thought about giving up, but having already sacrificed so much, he couldn't bear to quit, so he could only resort to borrowing money. Robbing Peter to pay Paul, the hole kept growing deeper. Driven to desperation, he swallowed a poison pill, ready to end this absurd life. However, while the original host found his release, you, the transmigrator, became the one left holding the bag. At this point, you were utterly speechless. Wasn't this just like online loans from your past life? Faced with this hell mode start, you too wanted to pop a poison pill and just end it all, forget it. But right at that moment, you noticed among the pile of junk in the room, there were actually some glowing residues. Driven by curiosity, you walked over and found these residues gave off an alluring fragrance. So you scooped them up in your hands and examined them closely for a moment. Then, through the original host's memories, you learned these were actually pill refinement dregs. Not only were they useless, they even polluted the environment. This made you curse your rotten luck. And here I thought it was something valuable. However, just as you were about to toss the residue away, a mechanical voice suddenly echoed in your mind. Ding. Compatible host detected. Binding waste to treasure system. System binding successful. Recyclable item detected. Spirit gathering pill residue. Spirit gathering pill grade 2 elixir. Upon consumption, it gathers spiritual energy within the body, doubling the efficiency of cultivation. Would the host like to recycle and activate waste to treasure? Notice host's current level is level 1. Waste to treasure conversion ratio is 1 to 10. By recycling the current spirit gathering pill residue, the host will receive 10 premium spirit gathering pills. Seeing the system that appeared out of nowhere, you were stunned for a moment. Having read plenty of novels, you knew exactly how useful a system could be, and this was also your only chance at a comeback. As long as you made good use of the system, forget about the second floor. Even living on the highest 9th floor would be possible. With that thought, you chose to recycle. A flash of light appeared, and the spirit gathering pill residue that was just in your hand vanished. System notification. Current recycled item is grade 2. Spirit gathering pill. Waste to treasure. Function is now activating. Please wait 30 minutes, host. While waiting, you sifted through the original host's memories once more. What you found was truly shocking beyond belief. The cultivation loans the original host had taken out added up to over 30 different lenders, big and small, and the total debt had already reached a staggering 3 million. That's not even counting the loan shark interest. If you factored in the predatory lending, the original host's cultivation debt was probably close to 5 million. And in this world, an ordinary cultivator couldn't earn 5 million in a lifetime, even without eating or sleeping. The thought alone made you gasp in disbelief. You couldn't help but curse those loan-peddling sects. It was just like the online loans back on Blue Star in your past life. Many people thought it was easy money, until the debt collectors showed up and they realized how foolish they'd been. But the online loans on Blue Star were far more forgiving than the cultivation loans in this world. After all, the worst that could happen on Blue Star was a ruined credit score. But in this world, those major sects would literally harvest your organs. And the great sects controlled all resources and laws, holding the power of life and death over low-level cultivators. The wealthy enjoyed every resource available, while the poor could only end up as slaves. You took a deep breath and couldn't help but laugh out loud. Before, you thought working hard would be enough to pay off the debt. But now, thinking it over, a lifetime of toil would barely cover the interest. Fortunately, you had awakened the trash to treasure system. As long as you have the system, how could you ever be short on money? Soon enough, the half hour was finally up. The system chimed in with another notification. Congratulations, host. You've turned trash into treasure. Successfully obtained 10 high-grade spirit gathering pills. Rewards have been deposited into the system warehouse. Host may withdraw them at any time. Without hesitation, you immediately withdrew 1 pill. The medicinal aroma emanating from the pill brought a slight improvement to your sickly body. It was actually a 3rd-rank pill. According to the original host's memories, there were 2 types of spirit gathering pills. One was the 2nd-rank spirit gathering pill, which was essentially the residue you had earlier. The other was the 3rd-rank high-grade spirit gathering pill, though only 1 rank apart. A single 3rd-rank pill was several times more potent than a 2nd-rank one. Some exceptional alchemists could even refine high-grade spirit gathering pills with 10 times the potency. Naturally, the price difference between the two was enormous. Based on the original host's memories, a 2nd-rank spirit gathering pill was worth around 1,000 on the market, while a 3rd-rank high-grade spirit gathering pill was priced between 8,000 and 10,000 each. In other words, in just half an hour, using nothing but unwanted pill residue, you obtained 10 3rd-rank high-grade spirit gathering pills. If you converted these pills into money, that's already 80 to 100,000 right there. Wouldn't that be an instant takeoff? If you could get more pill residue, forget 5 million. You'd be confident you could pull off even 10 million in a single day. Unfortunately, when you looked at the system again, you discovered that the system's trash to treasure function had entered a cooldown period. The cooldown timer was 24 hours, meaning this function could only be used once per day. Though slightly disappointed, you quickly pulled yourself together. Even at 100,000 a day, that's 3 million a month. In less than 2 months, you could pay off all your loans. And everything after that would be pure profit. But looking at the spirit gathering pills in your hand, you found yourself hesitating. Previously, the original owner couldn't keep up with loan payments, and the heavenly spirit root inside his body was ripped out by the lending sect. This left your body extremely weak, and all the spiritual energy you'd accumulated was nearly gone. If you wanted to continue cultivating, you'd have to start from scratch. Right now, you had 10 spirit gathering pills in hand. If you took them, you could heal the injuries within your body and set foot on the path of cultivation once more. But in just a few days, the loan payment would be due, this time with interest plus principal. You owe a full 500,000. If you can't pay it back, they'll harvest your organs. If you took all these pills, could you make over 500,000 in the next few days? Not necessarily, but on second thought, forget it. Just take one. Otherwise, your body won't hold out until that day. But just as you place the spirit gathering pill into your mouth, the door to your room suddenly swings open. Your mother, Wang Lan, walks in looking exhausted. The moment she sees this, she collapses to the ground. Xiaobei, why would you try to end it all? No matter how impossible things seem, as long as Mom is here, there's nothing we can't get through. Mom will help you pay off the debt. Don't do anything rash. Seeing your mother's misunderstanding, you quickly speak up to explain. Mom, I'm not trying to end my life. What I took is a spirit gathering pill. It can heal the injuries inside my body. Upon hearing it's a spirit gathering pill, Wang Lan's body trembles involuntarily. Xiaobei, did you take out another loan? It's not that Mom won't let you cultivate. It's that we already owe far too much. You know your mother has been traumatized by debt. After all, it's a bottomless pit. So he explained, Mom, I didn't take out any loans. I'll never take out a loan again. Hearing this, Wang Lan looked up at you with confusion. Then where did you get this spirit pill?